What's up, sports fans? Ryan here, DFS 5-pack. Time to talk through a little stuff for Major League Baseball here on Saturday night, the 24th of April. Hopefully everybody used Giancarlo Stanton last night. The double dong is definitely a nice add to any GPP lineup. If you didn't and you're like me and just didn't get him in your main lineup, which was clearly a dumb move on my part, let's get after it today, fellas. Today's show is brought to you by our good friends at Jazz Sportsbook. Real easy, guys. Sign up today, make a deposit, use the promo code 5-pack, and they will give you $20 free. Just tell them that you're using the 5-pack promo code. Put it in there, right there. Send them the message, and you get $20 of free money to bet with. If you are a sports bettor, it's 20 free bucks. Let's go make some money on this, guys. All monthly, weekly, lifetime memberships available through the website at the link below. Subscribe to the station if you're new to it. Click the thumbs up button, and let's run through today's plays real quickly. So as far as pitching goes today, I count about 5 guys that are on the list. And if you want to kind of dwindle them down from there, that makes a lot of sense for you guys who don't set quite as many lineups. The guy that's going to be probably the easiest guy to stomach, in my opinion, is going to be Kevin Gausman of the San Francisco Giants. Seems like he's going to be real chalky today. Everybody knows about picking on the Marlins or not a great offense or anything like that at home. He's pitched really well. I mean, the issue with this guy was never stuff. He always had the stuff. He had trouble putting it together consistently in his time in Baltimore, bounced around a little bit, but really seems to have found a home in San Francisco, has pitched really, really well all year, good pitching park. And there's 2 ways to look at it today. He can be your SP2 if you spend up for one of the big money pitchers, or SP1 and pay down at SP2 if you want to load up on offense. I think he works in either format. I think he's a cash game lock for sure, but I've been impressed with him. I think he's also a good look in GPPs. It's okay to use a chalky pitcher in SPPs, or in GPPs. Wow. See Jacob deGrom last night, although we won't get anything close from Gausman from what we got from deGrom last night. He also will be popular, but not nearly as popular as deGrom was last night with that monster game that he had. Next up, Bryce Harper. So this is part about Bryce, but also part about the Phillies. The Phillies are going to be insane chalk today. In Coors Field, getting tons of projected love on this slate. Harper is a guy who had been playing really, really well prior to last night. I think he only ended up with about 4 points last night, so did not have a good one. He took the L last night for being a good play, but he's going to be big money, big popularity today in the outfield positions. All the Phillies, starting lineup is going to be really, really popular today. I'm sure you probably could have figured that one out on your own. I kind of like the GPP fade, though. Again, it's risky because the other offenses that we might go to aren't really in great spots. So I do think you lock in Harper in as many fills as you can get in cash games. But in GPPs, Sensatella's not a scrub. Now, is he Trevor Bauer? No, of course not. Not even close to anything like that. But he's not a scrub. And outside of the matchups with the Dodgers this year, he's been pretty good again. He had a bad, I think it was 2018, but he's been a solid pitcher at the MLB level outside of that. So I think the Phillies are cash game locks, but I'm definitely intrigued by the GPP fade today, just solely based on how popular they are going to be. It's probably the best offense on paper, and that's why they're getting so much love. But I'm very intrigued by the GPP fade here. Now, if you love the Phillies, load up on them. Play them in cash games for sure. And Harper, he is their best hitter. Next up, let's talk about Carson Kelly. Now, the 2 offenses getting a lot of love today are the Phillies being crazy high chalk, and then the Braves against Madison Bumgarner, who will be popular, not crazy popular like the Phillies, but popular. So JT Realmuto and Travis d'Arnaud of Atlanta are going to get all the big money catching love. This is a GPP one-off or mini stack that I like a lot. There's not a lot of offenses in great spots today, and the Diamondbacks aren't very good, but Carson Kelly is absolutely on fire this year. Look at that 1,300 OPS, 5 bombs already. They're going up against Drew Smyly, who's also not a complete dumpster fire or garbage can, but he's one of the weaker pitchers on the slate right now. We might get some pop-up showers in Atlanta today, but the offenses should be fine to roll with. I love the idea of just one-offing Carson Kelly and GPPs as opposed to JT Realmuto or Travis d'Arnaud. That's the kind of move, if you love the Phillies today, but making one pivot like that is a nice way to be different within the GPP realm. So I think Kelly's in play specifically within the tournament role. Next up, let's talk about Heredia of the Atlanta Braves. I'm assuming with a lefty on the mound today, he's going to be relatively popular. I know the Braves are getting a decent amount of love as a secondary stack right here. He's really cheap, so he can work in all formats. Who is Madison Bumgarner? He had been god-awful his first couple starts, was a lot better last time out, which is why I understand not selling your soul to load up on like the Acuñas and stuff like that of the world, but you can use Heredia in any format. He's cap savings at 2,900. His popularity will be based a lot on where he is in the lineup, assuming, of course, he makes the lineup today. Should get a little love no matter what, just because he's dirt cheap. And who is Madison Bumgarner? I don't know, man. I don't know. Was last week an anomaly? Hard to say. Or last start an anomaly? Hard to say. Is that who he's going to be? Hard to say. Obviously, he's not been great over the last couple of seasons, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing left in the tank as far as Bumgarner is concerned. But, gun to head, I'd definitely play Atlanta over Bumgarner. But if you're buying into what he sold last start, maybe you don't load up on Atlanta. But Heredia at 2,900 is a guy you can use in any format, even if you choose not to stack or use much from the Atlanta Braves tonight. All right, last up, let's talk about Edwin Garcia, the Texas Rangers, another relatively cheap outfielder. So I'm a Dallas Keuchel fan as far from a real-life pitching perspective. He is far from a gas can, but he has not been off to a great start this year. And with limited places you can go on this slate to get logical pieces of offense, check out the red-hot Garcia of the Texas Rangers. Now, we know their offense isn't great, but he's playing great right now. He's got a bunch of home runs lately, 5 total on the year. It's a good price point at 3,500. I think you can use him as a GPP one-off or part of like a real mini stack or something like that. Like I wouldn't sell my soul on the Rangers today and go, balls deep on this one. But Garcia, 3,500 is a guy I think you can use as a one-off or part of a small mini stack against Dallas Keuchel, who is, hasn't had his best start to start the year so far. So that's what we got for baseball today, guys. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us. Write-up will be out at the normal time. Love to have you guys come join the team. All memberships available through the website. Have a great Saturday, and we'll be on video again tomorrow.